No, it wasn't that. It looked like a GoPro.
Do that one.
You already had one. Water we purchased.
How are we doing? Welcome on board. Welcome on board. How is everybody? Are you good? I said, are you good? That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh with Cruise with Josh. I'm going to be one of your hosts today, and I'm going to bring out some very important people in just a few minutes. But first, if you joined me yesterday at the Welcome Aboard, and were you there? Were you there? Round of applause. Were you there? I hope you were. This is your cruise if you didn't know it. Hey, we played a little game. We're going to do a game again, okay? Because I know I wake up, I got to get you moving, all right? So we're going to do something really easy and simple. We're going to do the wave, all right? We're going to do the wave. This is going to be all over YouTube. There's cameras everywhere. So go ahead and get a little stretch in. I popped something. Oh, God. Okay. Let's start on this side. We're going to go all the way over. All right, are you ready? When I pass you, you're going to throw those hands up and make some noise. Ready? Let's go! Oh, I'm coming back. Take it out. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause. Great job, great job. Are you awake? Are you feeling good now? I hope you're feeling good now. All right, I'm going to get right to it because I know there's some very important people here that want to speak to you. Hey, Facebook, what's up? How we doing? Before we bring those people out, though, a couple of thank yous, okay? So today and this week would not be possible without some amazing people helping us behind the scenes. So I'm just going to call their name. If you're in here, will you just stand and be recognized? Like 300 days or something, and she counted them down, every single one, guys. We also had yesterday and today, as she checked in, we had several amazing volunteers helping us out. Sarah with EECC, she's in the back. Hey, Sarah, thank you so much. We've got Julie with Sharon at Sea, also in the back this morning. Thank you, Julie. Wouldn't be possible without you. We've got Mr. Bob. Is Bob here with Team Jenny? Bob, are you here? No, well, we'll give him a round of applause anyway, guys. Working behind the scenes for Miss Jenny B this week. Gosh, we wish she could be here, but Bob is taking the reins on that. Jennifer Drake, are you here? Jennifer Drake also working behind the scenes with us. Mike Gormley, Mike, right here. Thank you so much, Mike. We've got Scott McNeil right beside him. There is the Scott McNeil. Margo's in the back. Hey, Margo. Great, thank you so much. And of course, the man himself, John Klaykowski, helping us out in tremendous ways. Give it up right over here, guys. And folks, anyone else, any and everyone else, there are so many people that have done small things, small gestures, but they've helped in a massive way. We could not have done this without it. So give them a round of applause as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. I gotta check my notes, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay.
You gotta thank your mama.
Thank your mother.
Oh, you are right. I have to thank Mama down here for giving birth to me. She puts up with a lot, y'all. She puts up, okay, 5:55 this morning, she was putting up with it, all right? So, all right. Do y'all want me to bring out some cool people and let's chat? Is that okay? Can we do this? Bring out, you know them, you love them. Show your love for Jason and Elisa with EECC Travels. Come on down, you're the next contestant on the cruiser is right. Take your seat there, baby. Now we're going to keep that applause going for the one, the only, the lovely Sharon and Jamie with Sharon at Sea, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, show your love for the man, the myth, the Loca legend. Give it up for Tom. Tony B. There he is. And folks, if there's Tony, there's also going to be another amazing YouTube legend. Show your love for Don with Don's Family Vacations. Supposed to be. Now, folks, this chair is for me. My name is Josh with Cruise with Josh. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Helping us out in the audience is going to be Mr. himself, John. John, take it away, my friend. Maybe.
I don't have the microphone on. Yeah. So, you know, before we get started with this, I just have to say, I'm looking around this room and I'm seeing all these people. And, like, I can't help but notice, like, the community that all of you guys have helped build. And, I mean, this is freaking awesome, y'all. Give it up. Give it up. So, I'll just be running around with the microphone. If you have a question, raise your hand or get my attention. I'll hold the microphone for you. So, if you have a question, have it ready and let's get started. All right, I see you. I'll be right back. You were ready.
Good morning, James from Chicago, part of the Cruise Critic. This is for Tony. I'm dying to know what is the punishment for today.
See, I'm not the only one.
There we go. Yeah, I hate to punish so many lovely people, but look, if you, what do I have to do today?
Like and subscribe. We're all good.
Make sure everybody is liked and subscribed to everybody up here. And unfortunately, if you do not like and subscribe to everybody up here, I will be forced to punish you, which is something the universe has made me do. And my punishment will be this: you will be a part of the 24-hour October marathon, and you will be assigned a slot where all you will do is which is wonderful, but 24 hours, I don't even think John Clayco could do that for 24 hours.
I'm already Bagata.
That's a good question. Good to meet you.
Hi, Les from Canada. Go Don Go. Woo! My question is, who actually originally thought of this idea, and how did it become what it is?
Everybody looked at
No. I guess I will take credit for that one. I think a lot of people probably had this idea in the back of their head, but I just one day said, you know, why don't we get everybody together and do one big group cruise with everybody? And we've got so many great creators on board with us, and so there's us, but there's so many more. So tomorrow you guys are going to get to meet a whole lot more creators. So let's keep building this community because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Slinky. And as somebody who's been following a lot of y'all, I think since at least 2013 or so, I'm trying to place my memory. When did y'all each start your channels, if you mind me asking?
Okay, I'll start. We started January 2016.
Actually, our first video was October, I believe, 2016.
We started April 2017.
April 2017.
I think mine was like 2015, maybe. Was it April of 2015? Yeah, April of 2015. I was 3 years old. And I'm 6 now.
Oh my. I'll tell you what, over 30. But yesterday was my birthday, so I was out late. I didn't unpack. They're scattered about the room, but I'll have an update later. There's more than 30, I guarantee you that. Nancy has a question. I knew you'd have something to say.
Okay, this is serious. If each of you were in a tournament, say an air hockey tournament.
Clearly, it would be me. Yeah. Clearly.
As the Canadian here? Golf and then Tony beat me in one hole.
I've seen Don, air hockey, ice hockey, yeah, it's the same thing. It's in the Olympics. It's in the Olympics, I think. Of course, I'm the one that's had the coach. I would win air hockey.
Listen, I think a lot of people may have seen the video, and by a split second, I didn't win. So I had the last goal. I proclaimed myself a victor, and then it was taken from me.
It's like the Chargers winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Wow.
And I didn't think you were going to turn like that on me, but what can I do? Well, listen, I mean, maybe I'm pretty sure there might be an air hockey table.
Yeah.
Seeing if anyone's seen it out there. So maybe you want to meet me at some point during this cruise.
I mean, Don was already proclaimed, so I think you should.
That's the rematch.
Rematch.
I think we want a rematch.
Challenge accepted.
Rematch and the winner plays on.
So I can dominate over.
Alright, well, I think that might answer the question. You may have beat me over a couple cruises. Alright, I don't know about you. How's your air hockey game?
No, it's been a while since I played, but hey, I'm game.
Realize I didn't bring my pads.
You know, how about your headband and your wristband?
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna have to add
Pad
another
you're talking
event.
about.
I'm Lindsay from Idaho. I'm just kind of curious. I didn't find you guys until the startup again because I was researching getting back into cruising after, the tough time. What was it like for you guys? Did you think we'd start up again? Again, you already had this community that I just found, so I was curious what it was like for you guys.
Okay.
You answer. I couldn't hear her.
And everyone, hold the microphone close to your mouth when you talk so we can hear you better. As far as the start, none of us ever thought that would last as long as it did, and I think everybody was just ready to cruise again. I think all of us were on one of the first cruises back, and so we were just ready to go. As soon as the CDC said we're on, we were on, so we were ready for it.
Yeah, same for us. We were on one of the first, actually we were on the first Carnival cruise back, and we were ready. We didn't really put a lot out during the shutdown, just things here and there, so we were ready to get back at it.
Well, I think, listen, I would just want to say that, when this all happened in March of 2020, we had a big thing going on where we had teamed up with Tony and Jenny, and we had a big group cruise that was supposed to be happening. Another one for a couple months later, and that one got squashed, and then we all just kind of sat tight. But I think one of the nicest compliments we've ever had is when people come up and say, hey, you helped us get through the pandemic, we watch your videos, your live we did it for us, right, for our own therapy to get through it, and if it helped anybody else out as well, then hey, that's cool. So
Yeah, I'll just building on what Jamie said, it's like, we always thought it would come back. We just didn't know when, right? Like everything else in life, it was so in turmoil at that time. But, to what Jamie's saying, it's like for us, we were just sitting alone, isolated too. And so the ability to make something and connect, whenever we could, it was awesome. So thank you guys. As much as you've said thanks to us, thank you guys for being out there and watching what we were doing while we were, in the same boat, just kind of locked down. So yeah, we knew it was coming back. It's just we didn't know when, and so. But yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for being there for us, so that we could, stay connected to life and this cruise life that we love. So appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you.
All right, I'll follow that. A couple of us during the start up of the pandemic, there at the shutdown, we decided to do the brilliant thing of going daily. 700 episodes later. But truly, everyone here, it was great that everyone stuck with us during that time to find out all the info. We got so many people called us and gave us information inside. So much so that some of the VPs from some cruise lines were calling me to find out what was going on with their own cruise line. Because the insiders were during that time, and we felt so bad that they were off work all that time. So I'm glad to see they're all back. And we're back.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what much more that I can say because it's been covered. I would just build off of what Jamie said. The probably the number one thing that I get is thank you so much for your silly live streams helping us through the pandemic. Where I did goodness gracious couples yoga in my living room where balancing. Matter of fact, Tony, do you want to try some couples? I tell you, just get up here and we'll all right, you ready? Yep. Now just now easy does it now. Now easy does it. Wait a minute. This is I feel abused. But it's silly stuff like that like Tony was saying, it was just as much therapy for us as it was for you guys, and it was a great way for us to kind of forget about all the bad in the world at that moment. And I think that was the greatest thing about it, is that at the end of the day, when you're watching that live stream, we all took a moment and paused and said, you know what, right now life is good. These guys are great to watch, they're great to talk to. I feel like they're my family, and we feel like you're ours. So thank you guys.
Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah.
I'm a ham, I like the mic. But anyway, first and foremost, thank you so much to each and every one of you for keeping hope alive to cruise again. We had just started cruising, just fell in love with it, and then the pandemic hit. So truly, thank you so much. But fun question, each of you, if you don't mind, what is your most embarrassing cruise moment? Maybe you didn't need a vlog.
Be honest.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. So you see, it was 2020 on the Carnival Mardi Gras. No, I'm just kidding. My most embarrassing cruise moment probably would be when I was doing the wobble on a mega deck party on a Carnival cruise, and the deck was slippery, and I went to jump forward, and I kept right on going forward. And there was, I think it was a group cruise, so there was like 25 cameras on that. And, there's either that or the time that I went rogue on some towel animals after one too many drinks, but we won't talk about that.
Embarrassing. There's too many to list. So I'm going to go with the very first time I ever did the yes/no.
Yes.
And my nephew Mark, if anyone ever saw his video when he was on with me, he lasted 3 seconds. I said, your name's Mark, right? Yes. So I was making fun of him for like 7 months, and then I did my first 11 seconds. So yeah, didn't put my mouth.
Yeah, for me, it had to be like maybe the second cruise or something like that. I love to nap. Like, I think nap should be a lifestyle, so I nap every day. Nap every day, yeah, it changed my life. I feel way much more productive. But so I took one of my first or second cruise naps. I think it was on the Carnival Liberty, and I didn't know you're supposed to put the do not disturb sign when you're taking a midday nap. And so I was just in my underpants, right? And laying on top of the sheets there. and I think they delivered room service, and I was like, oh, they'll just walk right in the room. So that was the most embarrassing. And you quickly, like, it was one privacy sign now, so yeah, that was it for me.
I don't know, this is a tough one, because I'm not really easily embarrassed. I mean, I've done a lot of dumb things, and you know, I don't, if some of you know me, I have a little bit of an alter ego that I'm up here a little bit later on in the evening, and somehow in a video a while ago, I went from Jamie to Jimmy. And Jimmy comes out late at night, and some people say, is Jimmy coming out tonight? And what's Jimmy doing? And are we gonna have a Jimmy sighting? But one person that doesn't really like to see Jimmy is Sharon. She literally will say to me, hey, on this cruise, Jimmy's not coming. Don't pack anything for him, don't bring his luggage, he's staying home. So I guess just there could be many Jimmy nights where, you know, you're just going, you hit the wall, and then you find yourself napping in the middle of a group of 8 or 10 of your friends. That's probably it. Sharon, how about you?
You know she wants to answer this.
Well, actually, I was going to say something else, but one is when maybe you were kind of Jimmy, but this was one of our first cruises. We were sitting in the main dining room, our first night at dinner, and I had a purse with me, and it was a brand new purse and a whole glass of wine. Got spilled by Jimmy all over.
But why were you saying?
All right, guys, so it's been a great day. I hope you guys had a fun time on the ship.
So probably the most embarrassing was on the Mardi Gras, I think. I don't know if anyone's been on it where, you know, the public bathrooms have that thing, how they just open
The
up.
door, you gotta lock.
Well, having people walk in on you in the bathroom, I think was probably, yeah, probably the most embarrassing. So after that, I decided I had to walk back to my cabin every time.
That's happened to me as well. A little too much to drink and forgot to hit the button in the handicap one. But mine is pretty rough. It was on the Carnival Vista, and they pulled me in a lineup. What was the cruise director? Matt Mitchum.
Ooh, good on Matt.
To do the YMCA, and I ripped my shirt off in the middle of it and threw it somewhere, and it was my favorite shirt. I really miss that shirt to this day. That was quite embarrassing because a lot of people filmed that, sent that to me, and showed me. Very embarrassing.
I'm going to be the boring one up here because I can't really think of much of anything until Sharon said something about that bathroom, because that happened to me too. That is the most confusing bathroom on the face of the earth. You can't figure out how to lock the thing, and then somebody's going to walk in on you. So I'm with you on that one.
I'm Izzy from Teresa. Izzy from Pennsylvania. In the 6 or 7 years that y'all have been doing this, the vlogging, how has vlogging changed? Your audience, your subscribers, how has that evolved over the last 7 years?
Well, for us, this started just as a hobby. I mean, it was just, hey, let's record on our vacations. And it was our kids' idea for us to start a YouTube channel. So it started as just every now and then, let's go on a vacation and film something, to people asking me if I'm a travel agent. I became a travel agent, and you know, we started putting these amazing cruises together and doing tips videos and vlog videos. And then during the pandemic, trying to figure out what else to do other than cruising, we got into the all-inclusives. So much has changed since we started this channel, and it's just been an amazing experience. I mean, going from something that we thought nobody would ever watch to actually having an audience, and it blows our minds every day that, you know, that this has happened. And it's been a whirlwind, and it's amazing, and meeting all of you wonderful people has just been great. So vlogging has changed a lot since the very beginning.
And I'll just kind of bounce off that. We had no intention of doing this. Going to Disney, she had this camera. She got the camera. It's all her fault. And she's waving at everybody's face, and I was just not into it at all because, you know, like she said, I just didn't, you know, I was very uncomfortable with being on camera. Quite a shy person, actually. I'm terrified right now, if you can't tell. But anyway, then our sons, our twin boys, were like, you know, why don't you guys do a YouTube channel? And I'm like, oh, hell no. And she was like, hell yes. And boom, off we go. And, you know, when we started out, she was doing the editing just on iMovie. Yeah, we've come a long way since the beginning, believe me. And then things started kind of rolling, and people started watching, and we just could not believe it. And then the next thing you know, she became a travel agent. She says, look, I need your help. And I'm like, what can I do? And she says, well, learn editing. I took over the editing and started really getting involved in doing camera work and trying to learn on the fly. And then it's just kind of taken off, and with the support of all you awesome people, it's grown. And it keeps growing, and we're just truly blessed to be here, and we're having an awesome time.
Our story is actually very similar to theirs. So we started back with, I actually was working as a nurse. I started putting out some tip videos. We were into cruising mainly because of our son. We were into cruising with families and kids a lot. So we put out a lot of tip videos on that. Then we took our first cruise well, it wasn't our first cruise, but our first cruise that we vlogged in 2016. And we decided to, you know, start doing some vlogs as well. I became a travel agent and quit my nursing job eventually. And we just kind of went from there and just, you know, slowly put things out. I edited the videos at first when we first started, and then Jamie got more involved and he took over that. It's like there because it was just too much for one person. So kind of very similar. We just kind of slowly grew and made a change, and we just try to keep putting out as much as we can and moving forward. So.
All right, now as far as like taking over doing editing and making the vlogs, I mean, I'm sitting here like, okay, you know, there's a lot of young tech-oriented people out there, and I'm looking at this computer and I'm like, okay, what is this? I'm 48 years old. I'm like, how do I do this? What am I supposed to do? You take the video, you put it into this thing, and then you cut it, you paste it, and you do all this stuff. So it took a little while to figure all that out. But as far as how the vlogging changed, I think our son dictated a lot of how our vlogging changed. Because in the beginning, there was a lot of focus on him and us and cruising together. And then there was about a 3-year window where he was just like, and somebody might relate to this, he's like, what are you doing? Put that camera down. You're so embarrassing. It's ridiculous. Don't say hi to me if you see me on the ship. I don't want any of my friends to know, you know, that I know you. And it was a whole different vibe. And now he's kind of getting back into it and appreciating it. And by the way, thank you from both of us and on his behalf, everybody who acknowledged his birthday yesterday and gave him props and love. And he really loved it. He turned 18. For anyone keeping track, he's down $60 in the casino right now. So we're hoping he can come back later. And but yeah, I mean, I think that's it. And you learn a little bit about vlogging. And back in the day, everything was you tried to make it as big as possible. And I think now you try to make it as short and sweet as possible. And you just try to make something entertaining. And I guess the biggest challenge we have is you see my face a lot on the vlogs. And we get a lot of comments like, I thought this channel was Sharon at Sea. And who is this jerk? And he won't shut up. And I'm like, hey, listen, the camera's just really heavy and Sharon can't hold it for that long. So.
All right, before I give my answer, can you guys do me a favor?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, of course, my better half is not here, and she worked extremely hard to put this together, and she's really missing all you guys, and she's glad that everybody's having a great time. But can you guys, on the count of 3, just say hello to Jenny B? All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wow. All right, thank you guys. Yeah, so interestingly, it was really neat. Like when we started vlogging, very similar stories. We were just making videos for our kids, and I think it was 2017. I was 46. And, the average age of a cruiser, I think, is like 48, 49. And so not really a lot of people watching YouTube. And so I think when we started, a lot less people watched YouTube. And I feel like, there were people making cruising content, but we didn't have these communities. And so I think the coolest evolution for me over the last 5 years is to see new creators spring up, to see communities spring up, and to be able to have these kind of connections. It's neat because, everybody's looking for their tribe, right? When we first started cruising, I really fell in love with it, and I would go to my day job, and it would be like, would you shut up? Like, we don't really care about the cruising, we don't know what you're talking about, we don't understand the magic. And so you're just like wandering in the wilderness, like, where's my people? And all of a sudden, 5 years later, 2 years later, as we all, make videos and more people watch YouTube and build communities, I'm like Jason, I'm the shy guy. I'm not good at making friends, but then I see a whole row of friends here that happened because, we sat in our rooms and made videos. So it's very satisfying to know that just whatever we did, to make films for our kids or to try to make stuff to entertain and to inform, all of a sudden we're seeing lifelong friendships. So it's, I think that's been the big difference in the last 5 years, and it's really been special to kind of see that grow. So that's why we're all here. Actually, the last 5 years is kind of why we're here. So again, it's just a big thank you to you guys, because if you weren't part of these communities, we'd just still be making videos in our room, and I wouldn't get to meet Jamie at air hockey so frequently. So.
The gauntlet is thrown. Well, I also, that question about the most embarrassing moment, you notice they all started with this one time on Carnival? I actually started my channel because I decided to become a travel agent when I had to change my jobs. And I live in Ottawa, Canada. In case you don't know, it's the cruise capital of the world. We are 1,000 miles from the nearest ocean. And so I said, who's going to find out? And how am I ever going to sell something? So I said, I'm going to start a little YouTube channel. And everybody told me, Don, you're 55. Are you crazy? That's a young person's thing. And I got my back up because I hate being challenged and told I can't do anything. So I started it, and they're not laughing anymore. So if anyone ever tells you, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And if you're doing it for fun and just having a great time, just do it, because you just never know. It's changed, and it's amazing how many great people we've met. Like lifelong friends that I've never met before in my life, and they're my lifelong friends. So it's terrific, and you guys are great in there with all of us. We really do appreciate you. When we say it, we go on it.
That's absolutely right. I am that young person that you're talking about. I am that person. No, my journey, I think, started, I was like 13. Really, I was 13. And my friend, he had just started a vlog, and a vlog was a new thing at that point, right? It was brand new. And I was like, well, what is it? He said, oh, you just, you video about your day, and then you upload it to YouTube. And that was about 6 months before we went on the Carnival Breeze. Just wait till I wash my hands, okay? I like to say back home, the question that sometimes I'll get asked is, when I tell them about YouTube, are you famous? And I always say, well, in this kind of thing, the answer could be yes, but only in the middle of the ocean. So, it's the dolphins and whales and all that stuff. For me, in Greenville, North Carolina, that's right, my Charlotte people, hello. I've had it happen a couple times. I think the weirdest one was in Lowe's. Like, I'm just in Lowe's, and I think I'm in the screw aisle, and this dad walks up behind me, and I thought he was hovering over my shoulder, like, man, do you want wood screws or metal? What do you want, man? And he's like, hey, I gotta ask you a question, in a good North Carolina accent. Are you that Josh kid? Yes, sir. How can I help you today? Anyway, that's how it went. So it happens. I've never had a bad instance. Like Dawn said, it's almost always good, as long as it's not at the urinal.
Yeah, so it's wild when you're a little shy and you start to get recognized, and so it's a blessing, right? Because, you know, like everybody said, if you guys didn't care about us and want to meet us, then, you know, it wouldn't matter. So it's you know, we've had some things though, like we've had people show up at the house, just knock on the door. But yeah, I'll tell you, I got recognized in a Ralph's, which is a grocery store in Long Beach, California. The cashier recognized me, right? So that's a cruising city. I figure that makes sense. I got recognized during the pandemic with my mask on. Just I got approached by like a really, you know, kind of a stern-looking fellow, and I thought I'd done something wrong at the casino. He was like the head of casino operations. He watched the show, so that was kind of cool. The weirdest thing, and it still makes me uncomfortable to this day, so we moved back to my wife's old hometown where my mother-in-law lives. The first time we're in Walmart, this guy approaches us and he's like, oh my gosh, it's Tony and Jenny from Lido Loca. It's like, really? We just got into town. And well, the cool thing is he's here today. This is Mike, and he lives very close to us, and he's never just showed up at the house. So it's really wild. Yeah, so it's odd, you know, because there's just so many people. You asked about safety concerns. I mean, you think about it in the back of your mind when you're getting approached by a stranger, whether it's going to be something good or something bad. And you know, it's good, but it does put you, like, somebody shows up at your house a couple times, you get a little like, wow, what's going on here? So it's you know, and I wouldn't trade any of it for that, right? You know, it's like it's just something that you have to learn to deal with. But so that's why sometimes on the video I say stuff like, "Hey, don't come to my house." You know, like, you know, I'd love to meet you, but you know, meet me out in the middle of the cruise ship. You know, don't come to the room or something like that. So it's but yeah, it's just part and parcel. And again, I wouldn't. The good far outweighs the challenges. So it's you know, and I got to know Mike, so it's good.
I don't know that we or these kids do being out and about, but I think talking about safety, I remember there was a time where Matthew would get on the computer a lot, and I remember one time some kid screenshotted a video of ours and then sent it into the little gaming thing that he was doing and said, hey, is this you? And then a bunch of kids started making fun, and that was kind of a weird moment. Maybe one of the reasons why when they're teens they don't want anything to do with any of what's going on. And but I don't know. I think the biggest concern is when you start to realize that somebody could be watching you, and you know you get on a cruise ship and you know you get that feeling like, hey, somebody's over my shoulder. I think they're, hey, Sharon, is that person looking at you, or are they looking at me, or did I just say something, or did I just do something weird? Or did I pick my nose? Is there a picture of that that's going to go online? And you know, that kind of stuff. So you got to be aware of it. But we love meeting people and having people come up and say hi. And everybody said already, but we've made so many great friends within the community. And you know, so there's never a bad time to come up and interact or anything like that. And maybe one of the most rewarding parts on the other end of that is seeing people that have come together and become friends through us. Like we've done the group cruise, and other people have met each other and become best of friends, and then they cruise together and they create friendships and so on and so on. So I don't know, safety not a big concern. Getting recognized, I don't know, we got recognized on there. Nothing huge.
Not as much outside the cruise ship, although a few times outside. Like when we were in Hawaii, we were just walking down the streets of Hawaii one time. We ran into someone, and yeah, but here and there outside. What's not?
No stalking stories to tell. Nothing like that.
Yeah, no. When Matthew was smaller, we used to be more concerned with it, like about putting him out there. But now that he's older, it's not as much of a concern.
Matthew's a tall kid too.
Yeah.
Tall dude. Not like me. Anyway, ours is pretty cool. We've been getting recognized for a while now, and it's kind of nice though sometimes because, like for instance, I just recently developed tinnitus, which is weird and I hate it. It's a constant ringing in your ear. It just kind of sucks. Anyway, I went to the doctor to see about it, and my ENT doctor, Dr. Guillory, yeah, and close enough. And anyway, we're sitting down there, and the doctor comes in, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, man, my daughter follows you, and then all the nurses in here follow you." And I was like, "Oh, cool, so you're gonna be able to fix this thing, right?" It's like, no. He says, "I got tinnitus myself, had it for 30 years. You're pretty much screwed, kid." I'm like, okay, well, this sucks. But anyway, that's really neat, you know, and they're really friendly to you. They give you good service, and that's really nice. We've been recognized at the airport many times, even with masks on. I think we go our little local store, Kroger, there in Alexandria. We live in a little small town. There ain't much to do. And so, you know, everybody kind of just watches YouTube, I guess. We get recognized all the time at Kroger, and they're like, "Oh man, you know, hey, I got a vacation rental, you know, in Destin. If you guys ever want to come up, or I own a pizza joint." So there's a lot of perks to being recognized. So that's nice. Not that we ever take them up on them or anything like that. I think what was some other ones?
I think the weirdest one for me was we were in IKEA one day and he